Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Frank Sinatra. I'll be honest, I'm a little ashamed that this is the first time I'm featuring him on the channel. I think sometimes the music that I listen to most often in my own life, I forget to talk about here on YouTube. So we're fixing that today. We're gonna watch a live performance of the song My Way, and this is from Madison Square Garden in 1974. Here we go.
We will now do the national anthem, but you needn't rise. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll make it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, traveled each and every highway, and more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do. I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes.
Okay. Oh my goodness. There are so many things we could talk about. I don't even know what to pick. Stage presence, we're gonna put that in its own category. His tone, that gets its own category. His phrasing, I'm gonna put that one on the pedestal, I think, to start. It's so breathtaking. And under that pedestal, we'll have a subcategory of dynamics, because I feel like that really plays into phrasing a lot, and it's just, it's so good. Back to the beginning. Here we go.
We will now do the national anthem, but you needn't rise. And now
that first note is such a struggle for so many singers, because you have to put it in the most perfect place. Let me play that again.
And now,
obviously, it's hard to cover anything that Frank Sinatra did or even made his own if he wasn't originating a song, but you want that beautiful bass, that sultry open pharyngeal sound, and a tiny bit of fry just to add a little bit of grit. But then you have to get out of that so quickly when you sing the word now, because then you want that velvety smooth texture. And just in 2 words, he sets up such an incredible picture for the entire song. And I don't know, I think in just those 2 little words, he's given an entire story. Like, you can create a movie in your mind for this piece with just those 2 little words and all the beautiful nuances and textures that are in that tiny opening. Okay.
and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
So there are some moments where he lets a phrase sort of fall off, and then there are other moments where he really sinks to the end. And so, again, we're getting such great contrast, but he does it. He really lets the text determine how he approaches a line or a phrase or an entire arc.
My friend, I'll make it clear.
I'm sorry. I warned you. Maybe I didn't consider yourself warned. We might be taking this seconds at a time. Friend, the way he just sort of hums on that end.
The final curtain. My friend, I'll make it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
I wanted to give you a little extra so that I wasn't constantly interrupting. Listen to the way he says the word clear.
I'll make it clear.
One more time.
My friend, I'll make it clear.
Now, he worked with many coaches throughout his career, and if you've, I think I have a PDF version. He has almost like a guidebook that he collaborated on to help people sing better with different exercises and warm-ups and things like that. This tactic, man, I talk about R's all the time on this channel, but this tactic of, instead of saying clear, I would call that kind of like a schwa sound, but basically an sound almost, so that he's not focused so much on the R. Can he sing R's? Absolutely. But it's a stylistic choice that I think is a little bit more prominent in classical training, just to eliminate the need to sing the R, but still create the sound or help the listener understand the word without getting things out of alignment. One more time.
My friend, I'll make it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, traveled each and every highway, and more than this, I did it my way.
Oh, gosh. And that diminuendo, the way he just softened those notes so beautifully. There were still a couple of other pronunciation things that I loved. Full, you could see like a prominent rounding of his lips, even though he is so relaxed when he's singing and it just always looks so effortless. I love that he still sings these beautiful, pure vowels. I think they're just so captivating. We'll keep going.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do. I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more.
And more. We got that little shadow vowel in there.
Byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I guess you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, and with it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up, then spit it out. I grew tall through it all and did it my way. I've loved.
Like, I think we all collectively have goosebumps right now. so good. I mean, I'll say this forever and always. I love when singers in one particular genre utilize techniques that are more prominent in other genres. And based off of what I know of him, of his training, of the coaches he worked with, I can hear some remnants of classical techniques, or maybe styles. I don't know which word I want, but stylistic choices. There we go. But it's still him, like I would not consider him a classical singer, but there are qualities that we can hear that I think just I'm speechless. Here we go. I want to hear this chorus again. Let's see.
My way. Yes, there were times, I guess you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew.
So on More, like I was saying earlier, yes, he can sing R's, and he chooses when he does that. He makes they make statements. And the fact that he has access to a variety of options, I love that.
And with it all.
So here, he's got these gorgeous tall vowels, and I really feel like he's taking advantage of that open pharyngeal space and just keeping everything in such beautiful alignment.
When there was doubt, I ate it up, then spit it out. I grew tall through it all and did it my way.
Before we continue, this will be my little tidbit for any singers out there who love this style or like to maybe want to impersonate him or want to mimic some of the things he does. Anytime I have worked with a singer on this song, the tendency is always to because of course I did it you want to you want to make that so big and so bright and so beautiful, that my way. But the thing that made his approach to this so unique and so distinct is that he didn't spread, he didn't widen those vowels so much. It takes so much restraint. It takes a lot of control, a lot of restraint to still find that vertical space, to find a little bit of that cover, to just incorporate all these beautiful techniques he has, and not be sort of swept away by the music and the words and the way they sort of line up with the melody. So yes, long story short, if you're approaching this particular song, instead of my way, instead of that wide, bright openness, if you can find just a little bit more containment, a little bit taller, or even a neutral vowel, I think it helps, what's the word? Mimic or be more reminiscent of this style. Here we go. I'm sorry, let me hear that. You already know. Here we go.
Laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. But now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way. No, no.
One more time, not in a shy way. That personality, just the nuance is so good.
And may I say, not in a shy way. No, no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and that the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
I love that there are so many recordings of Frank Sinatra throughout his career, because hearing this in the 70s, obviously there's a lot of life experience that went into his interpretation of the song, but so many of those beautiful qualities were still very prominent, early in his career. And it's astounding to me, the talent, the artistic maturity that he had at such a young age. And then again, pair that with all the other things, the things that you're just naturally born with. I won't say anymore. I think anything he did was, I won't say, maybe it was pretty darn close to perfection. I don't know. I know perfection is a thing that can't be attained, but it was real good. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.